Have people lost their minds? What is going on with these new 2024 Prizm Football Black Finite 1-of-1s? Let's talk about the cards, the thesis behind why people are scooping these up. We'll look at some recent sales. Stick around. What's going on, sports card hobby family? Another day, another sports card video, another loss by my New Orleans Saints. I can't wait. My son and I were talking, man, the end of April is going to be so much fun. We're going to have a draft party like no other. I've never been more excited to get to an NFL draft than I am after watching this year's Saints team. Before I dive in, huge thanks to today's video sponsor, COMC.com. 40+ million cards in the database. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey, Marvel cards, all sorts of hidden gems on the COMC site. So easy to buy and sell. You can grade cards through COMC. I've got cards off to PSA now. I'm waiting. Should actually have some of them back this coming week, so we'll talk about that next week. But yes, COMC, it is the place to be. All right, funny story around these Black Finites. So I picked up, maybe about a year ago, I guess now, was a 2017 Alvin Kamara, the gold out of 10. Got this one for about $500, $525 in a BGS 9.5. Didn't really care about the grade, the grading company, just wanted to own a true gold. And I actually like how it sits in the BGS slab. I just like it. I like the card. It's like, this is good value. And IPC Alvin Kamara. To offer some context, during the crazy boom times 2021, this card sold as high as $3,000, unbelievably. Well, one of my hobby buddies, Brent over at Deep Value Investor, he has the Black Finite 1-of-1 of that card, which you could really argue that that's Alvin Kamara's best card. Maybe about a year ago, he put it up through consignment through auction, and I was watching it. I was paying close attention to it, and I bid about $1,600 for it, and I just couldn't get myself to bid over $2,000. It's like, you know, I love Alvin Kamara, but at that point, he had not re-signed with the Saints. So I was thinking, like, I don't know if I want to commit to Black Finite 1-of-1, and then he's off, you know, he goes to the Chiefs, you know, or something. But then when he ended up signing the extension for 2 more years, and really the bulk of his career is going to be in New Orleans, maybe all of it, I was like, man, I really want to go all in, you know, on some of this Alvin Kamara stuff. But anyway, I lost the auction at $1,600 or so. It ended up selling, in quotation marks, for I think $2,400. And it was a non-paying buyer. So the card went back to Brent. He decided not to relist it, and he's been holding it ever since. And I've always been kind of like checking in with them, like, hey, let me know when you're ready to sell that, you know, the 1-of-1, the Black Finite Alvin Kamara. But the problem is now, with all these folks jumping in and buying all these Black Finite 1-of-1s, Brent's going to want $1 zillion for it. That's kind of his deal. And I'm not going to pay $5,000 or more. I think it would be really cool to have Kamara's best rookie card, but I've got the gold out of 10, and it's a color match as well as the Black Finite is. I love this card too. And I might just have to settle with, you know what? This might be the one that I can afford. But 2024 Prizm just came out, and there was a bounty that came out from a guy on IG. Alex, is he with Alt? I'm not exactly sure if he works for Alt or if it was via Alt. I'm not exactly sure. But put out a $200,000 bounty for the Jaden Daniels true 1-of-1, the Black Finite. 200,000, and then Patrick Ryan collection on IG, he upped the ante and it put down a $250,000 bounty. Everybody is in love with Jaden Daniels. He's having one of these miraculous seasons, and I'm sorry, I know this is going to be Debbie Downer-ish. It just makes me think back to RG3 in 2012. He also played for the Commanders. It was the Redskins back then, but he was the Rookie of the Year. RG3 was on top of the world. I think the Redskins went to the playoffs that year. And then, of course, just his career went by the wayside, injuries and that sort of a thing. Not to say that's going to happen with Jaden Daniels. I certainly hope not. But all the excitement around football, playoffs, you know, Jaden Daniels, he had another game-winning, I think, run or throw at the last second this past week. I think he has 5 games this year where he's scored a touchdown in the last minute of the game. So all the excitement is around this guy, Jaden Daniels. And it just shocks me, man. When you think about how far we've come to where you can post up a $250,000 buy bounty on this card, which it is a great card, but my God, think about what sorts of collectibles you can buy for $250,000. And Patrick Ryan knows this because he buys collectibles at this price point. So he must think that highly of Jaden Daniels, or he just wants to get in the game, or maybe it's just fun for him. Whatever the case may be, he's in on this thing. I was surprised to see him, to be honest, because he's got a lot of Jordan. He's got Tom Brady. He's got a lot of Babe Ruth. Not to say he doesn't speculate on new players, but the amount of money that is being thrown down on some of these new players, and we know this. The NFL is the most proven of this, is as QB busts are far more likely. And not even just a QB bust, but just a QB average career or even a QB above average career. I did see one of these Black Finites, I think it was Mark Brunell, who had a above average career. He's a veteran, of course, and I think he's out of the league at this point. I'm pretty sure he is. Yes, he's out of the league. He's probably a coach somewhere or something. And his Black Finite 1 of 1 went for like $600. His 2024 Black Finite 1 of 1 went for $600. But you look at some of these prices. You got the Brock Bowers 1 of 1 that was pulled by that breaker that opened it like 4 days before release, and everybody was kind of worked up about that because it's like, maybe not really cool. That one sold. It showed on eBay at $11,999 or best offer. That's what it shows on eBay as a sold price. I went on to sellthepeak.com. That's the site that I use to see like what was the offer accepted. It was $8,000. Chunk of change for a tight end. Yeah, maybe it's that best card for a tight end, but it's a freaking tight end. Remember how everybody's been saying, like QBs are nothing, like nobody collects running backs and wide receivers. Someone just spent $8,000 on a tight end that's not Travis Kelce, that's not Rob Gronkowski. Now, Bowers looked good against my Saints yesterday. I think, look, Bowers is a great player, don't get me wrong, but, he's not a Tony Gonzalez yet. He's not, an Antonio Gates. This is Brock Bowers sold for $8,000. I'm not even sure Antonio Gates has ever sold a card that's more than $8,000. Maybe somebody knows, but I would be shocked. Tony Gonzalez, does he have an $8,000 card? These are like the best tight ends of all time. I probably named the top 4. The Marvin Harrison Jr. Now, this is not the Black Finite. This is a Black Shimmer 1 of 1. This is the other one, like the twin to it, the sister card to it. 15 G's, $15,000. For this one. What's the ceiling for Marvin Harrison Jr.? Probably his dad's career. Marvin Harrison Sr., Hall of Famer, had an insane career paired up with Peyton Manning. That's probably Marvin Harrison Jr.'s ceiling, and nobody cares about Marvin Harrison Sr. cards. Now again, maybe times have changed. I keep hearing that, hey, everyone will tell you, hey buddy, times have changed, you're an old man, that's fine, but just kind of like keep that in the back of your mind. Brian Thomas Jr., who has had a great rookie campaign, 80 catches, almost 1,200 yards, 10 touchdowns in Jacksonville. So he's not on a very good team. His Black Finite 1 of 1 is set to end tonight on Probstein. And I did check the auction to see, like the Probstein auction, is there any like zero bidders or anything that looks weird in the bid history? I don't see anything. Looks like a bunch of different bidders, different numbers, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't see a lot of like zero bidder kind of weird looking things. It's at $13,100 as I just looked at it a few minutes ago. $13,100. And then if you look too, I've got some, Frank, do we have the pictures? A lot of gold vinyls selling big. Drake May, green out of 5, sold for I think $8,000 or $9,000, $10,000. People spending some serious dough on this rookie class. And look, this was an exciting rookie class. This coming rookie class is not going to be anywhere near as this past rookie class that we just had. We don't know how the careers are going to end up, but just the number of good prospects, whether it be QBs, receivers, the rest of it, great prospects, and I think that's why this product is going to remain just high demand for this product, because there's a lot of players that you can get in here. There's just a lot of pulls, if you will. One thing I go back to when I look at these prices for a lot of these new players is, do you want to have the best card for a newer player, or would you rather have a veteran player? And I'm just going to use the GOAT as an example here, and it's the one that I always kind of go back to as a comparison when I see huge football card sales. For modern cards, the 2000 Playoff Contenders rookie ticket Tom Brady auto card, it kind of stands as that big kind of that main card for modern football. I know you've got, Bowman Chrome rookie for Tom Brady, and you've got the championship ticket out of 100 for Brady. But if we're talking about one that's like semi-affordable, it's that 2000 Playoff Contenders rookie ticket auto. In a PSA 7, this is one that sold over the last few weeks. In a PSA 7 with a 10 auto grade, one sold for a little over $17,000. So for a couple $1,000s more over what you paid for the Marvin Harrison Jr. 1 of 1 Black Shimmer, that's not the Black Finite, that's the Black Shimmer. Again, that's the stepsister card to it. You could have the GOATs. You could have an auto card, just a classic kind of all-time card in the football card hobby, and I would say the sports card hobby, for almost kind of in that same price range. And so that's where I'm just like, man, this is a very interesting trend. I heard Chris Hoge talking about this on the crossover this past week, just the big move, or what it feels like is a big move by some of the high-end buyers into these big-time Panini cards. With Panini about to lose the license over to Topps, people are going to harken back, have some nostalgia for those Panini products that were licensed. And are people going to appreciate them a little bit more as we move forward where they become unlicensed cards? There are a lot of people speculating on this and betting on this because they're spending huge money, not even just on the 2024 cards that I mentioned, the 2024 Prizm, the new ones, but going back in time. You know, I think Derrick Henry's Black Finite 1 of 1, what is it, from 2016? I think it sold for like $25,000 or $30,000. And there's a lot of examples of this. But again, when you're looking at your opportunity cost in collectibles, man, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $25,000, there's a lot of opportunity in a variety of different ways of spending that money in antiques and collectibles. So let me know your thoughts on this. Would you rather have kind of a new hot rookie, the best card for them potentially here, the Black Finite 1 of 1, or maybe not even just the rookie, but maybe it's Patrick Mahomes, you know, Black Finite 1 of 1. And I know that might be like a fourth, fifth year, 6-year card for some of these guys. Josh Allen, you know, Black Finite 1 of 1. It's not a rookie, but it is the best card out of this set. And also, you collecting the set. Are you collecting kind of the importance of that card? Is a Black Finite 1 of 1 kind of hobby relevant like a PMG? In the future, we're talking about. Because I think that's the speculation here. A lot of these folks, 90s insert collectors, you know, 90s card collectors, rare stuff, and they're looking at what's rare in today's world that people are going to look at down the road and have respect for. And so they're looking for kind of that best of the best. And the Black Finite 1 of 1, man, it's golds out of 10, and it's Black Finites 1 of 1 have been targeted as kind of like these main cards. Now, football card collectors, let me know your thoughts here. Are you buying a GOAT card? If you're spending $10,000, $15,000, are you going the Tom Brady route? Or are you buying the best card for a new rookie, or the best card of a particular set for a particular player that might be a lesser player, but a better card? And this is something across the hobby. We're seeing this all over the place. People are making these decisions, especially for 80s players. If you look at whether it be Michael Jordan or Barry Bonds, what are some other examples? Ken Griffey Jr., a lot of money being put into 90s inserts, 90s, rare 90s stuff, even more so than what you would see in higher grade 80s cards for these players, more so than the earlier cards for these players. And I think it's just a really interesting trend. So let me know your thoughts, my friends. Stay healthy, stay awesome, and I will talk to you again later.